Hi, chat. What's up? Sorry, you are. If you're if you're a guy, if you're a man, fine. You can stay like a little bit, but like don't be a dick about it. You know, you're honorary not a guy for this stream. Okay, cool. Cool. If you want to be a guy, too bad. I'm sorry. It's just temporary for the next like few hours. No. Anyway, I'd say I'm in like gremlin hours, just because I've done nothing all day besides just mostly rot and watch Scrubs with Ashley. Great fucking job, by the way. I'm started it out, but I've done barely anything. However, I did shower and I did wash my hair, so it's kind of a big day. I did the everything shower. I've shaved. My hair is good. I'm gonna be real. The reason why there is just a random title is weird. I'm just fucking yapping today. I kind of just got bored and want to hang out, if that's cool. I woke up today and I thought I told the mods. I told Hitch. I said, nope. Hey man. Ashley's out. I'm bored. I should stream. So we're just yapping. Dude, the last few days have been weird, man. I'm not gonna like talk about this too much because holy fucking shit. It's been like the only thing I've seen. And there's really not too much interesting to say about it, but can I show you like... Let me show you that tweet. So, if you guys follow the YouTube or anything like that, you've seen like the Ava video, right? I put it on Twitter as a full video, and it's currently sitting at 17.7 million views, which I think the only thing I've ever done to get more views than that was like collab with Belle. Like, and one of them did better. I think the other one's like 16 million, and the other one's like 25. It's fucking insane. Dude, if I got that in ad revenue, even the YouTube video is not monetized, because obviously, but like, oh my god. If I had like, oh, I should have monetized that Twitter video. If I knew that it would just I think Drama Alert started tweeting about it. All the views are from fucking awful people. It's like 700,000 views from normal people and 17 million from everyone else. The view count has been heavily disputed as legitimate. Okay, listen, buddy. The checks in my bank account don't lie. These fat racks that I'm pulling, they tell me I'm on estrogen because of my mad racks, my fat racks. Did that land? Was that good? I think I stole that joke from somewhere. You didn't monetize it. I should have. I really should have. The drama's been gross. I know, that's why I don't want to talk about it. It's just shitty and sad. There's been so many people, like, there's been a couple people that have reached out to me afterwards with their takes from, you know, their experiences and everything, and all of it's weird, all of it's just, if you want, like, a fun time, but you gotta remember, you gotta realize that Twitter's not real. If you want a fun time, read the newest replies to that thread. It's fucking, it's just the most insane people on earth, and they've just very clearly not... If you watch the video, then read the comments, you'll just be throwing your arms up in the air, because no one watched it. Like, I'm convinced about 100,000 people watched that video. How to get hormones as trans youth in the UK. You don't. I think you've got to leave now. I think that's the law. They just pretty much they shoo you away. I think you get a free plane ticket. Speaking of estrogen, by the way, has your forehead gotten bigger? You know what? It hasn't, Hitch. Thank you for that. The one thing something Ashley told me about, which made me feel awful, is that if you forget to do estrogen, by the way, so little estrogen gel thing, I forgot to do it, and then I sweated I swear to God, I lost like a kg of water weight because of how much I sweated during the night. It felt like I jumped into a pool, and it was because I hadn't taken estrogen for like 2 days in a row. And apparently, that's like a real thing that you get menopause. People in chat fucking know! Dude, you get menopause like immediately! That's so fucking weird! That's so... Okay, come on. Dude, pick a struggle. What the fuck? Okay, if you're a trans woman, you don't take it for 1 day. Menopause, motherfucker. Well, 2 days. I sweated immediately. Anyway, just all this to say, chat, I'm going through menopause. Please be gentle. Be nice. Be nice to me. I'm frail.
Hi Finn, it's Vicar time. It's been a while. Can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah?
Do you need any help with your charity thing? I have done this sort of thing in the past.
Oh, shit. Do you want an update on the charity stuff? Because I'm not feeling good about how it is. I mean, it's good and it's not. Okay. Let's have a sit down. Let's have an actual... Wait, I'm gonna do freckles and then we'll have an actual talk. Give me a minute. Just because then I can relax and stop thinking about it. And it doesn't take very long.
A few moments later.
So, charity. The reason why it's on my mind is because I had a journalist reach out like a while ago with the There was some Twitter drama about it. There's some Twitter drama about, like, a long time, like, maybe a few months ago. There was, like, Finster's trying to get children to take estrogen, which was not even close to what I said. But anyway. Oh, by the way, just to recap, by the way, the original goal of the charity was not to do that. I talked about the fact that the UK passed. The reason for that controversy was I talked about the fact that the UK passed anti-trans healthcare legislation for under 18s, right? For minors. So they couldn't have access to something called puberty blockers, even privately. Kind of, like, people still got around that, I think. I haven't really been involved with it since that happened. But, like, what I said on stream was, like, we got to pivot stuff to move to, like, more, to move to, kind of therapy. Like, there were a lot of people that reached out to us that had, like, there were like, patients, this, like, the test run sort of thing of it, and they had kids that were trans, or someone reached out, like, to the other people I was working with for it and said, like, what the fuck do I do? Have you heard this news? And so we dedicated a lot of stuff to, like, hey, you can talk to the, like, therapists, because we just have a ton of them at the time, right? So that was what I meant by that. I think people took that as me, like, okay, the fucking right-wing idiots took that as, like, Finster stopped, he was, the trans UK law has made him stop doing everything. No, I was never planning on treating under 18s. I was planning on treating, like, trans youth, because I know how much of a fucking hot button issue it is, and quite frankly, I don't know enough about it. Like, there's a lot of... I actually messaged Naomi, if you've heard of her, the political channel, like, a while ago, like, over a year ago now, like, could you explain to me what the fuck this is about? Because I clearly have no info. We never did that. I forgot until right now. Anyway, so, wasn't gonna do it. But how the charity stuff stands right now is that I'm trying to say enough without saying too much. When I had the idea for it, I reached out to people that I knew could pull it off, right? Could make this a thing. And I wanted it to all be fucking absolutely... You gotta remember, to an extent, I am kind of like a public figure. Like, if I do something really wrong, right, the media will report on it, right? I can't fuck up. So, we had, like, so I didn't. So I hired, like, very, very qualified people. We did everything under multiple standards of care for, like, with WPath, and I know people have an issue with WPath, but either way, it's, like, the uber safe, like, anyway. But, yeah, we were going to do that, and we went, oh, shit, I've just found out that, in theory, we could get injectable HRT. Perhaps. In England. Which, I don't know about you Americans, but for everywhere else on Earth, a lot of other countries just don't have access to it. But it is really, really good. It's like the preferred way you'd want to do estrogen if you wanted to feminize yourself for a transition. And I got hyped. I was like, absolutely yes. I was funding this thing to keep it going, right? To get this to be a thing. Now, at the end of things, we kind of worked out that, like, this is a really expensive venture. Like, not for me, because... It really was. But either way, I don't want to say the exact amount of money I've given, but it's a lot to be able to, like, make this a thing. It's more money than you've ever seen me give to anyone, I will just say. Or spend or do anything. You know, it's a decent amount of money. And it was all going to be for this non-profit version of doing this. But even to make it a non-profit, to do it well, and to not be like Gender GP where it costs like £30, but also you have to pay for every blood test and all your medication, and no one will ever check up on you, and you can't talk to anyone because everything's just ran by fucking AI, and it's closing down, and pharmacies aren't accepting it, and all the bad shit with like really easy to get HRT, or even like fucking the people that DIY it. I didn't want to be unsafe about it. I didn't want to be cheap about it, which meant that the user, the end product of this, whenever I pitched it to people, and there's a couple of people in chat, I'm assuming, that I talked to it about, kind of went, that's a fuck ton of money. I'm not going to pay that for my healthcare for it. We don't pay anything for healthcare here. We also don't really have insurance, and insurance wouldn't cover this shit anyway. I assume, actually it might. I don't know what, I think like our insurance isn't the same way as American insurance. It's like you can have insurance at one hospital sort of thing, like, but it's only what they do. Anyway, but it ended up being like, we were talking like end product to be like £400 a month, £300 a month, I think it was. And we went, fuck, I get why people don't do this. I get it. It's like just kind of a lot, right? It would, and also there's no guarantee. That's the minimum it could be. There was no guarantee of success for it. And what essentially I did is I've personally stepped away from it. I've left it. I was barely doing anything. I was the source of funding, and also like, hey, here's my notes and ideas and what I know like people would want to the people that I know that can actually make this a thing. I'm gonna step away from this. This is clearly doing a lot of good as is. So have fun with it. You can run it. Well, they were already they were running or whatever. Like I'm not gonna like I've reached the extent of my help that I can give here. But yeah, it just sort of like honestly, I've never accepted any money for it. Was it £300 including or excluding medication costs? Well, that's the thing. It depends on medication costs. We thought the average would be 300 a month, but it also then the thing that's hardest is make sure the medication is like sustainably like that we can actually keep getting it and get it in the right quantities and everything, and then also manage to like a big part of it is like everything works a little different for people. We wanted the risk to be zero for anyone, right? So like it's basically that I'm not the right person to do this, was what we worked it out to be, or what I worked it out to be. It's just that it's something I could do in the future. Maybe I'm talking like 5-10 years time, maybe when I'm not doing social media or anything. But if like there are fuck ups in a medical industry, things do just kind of go wrong. There are health risks or concerns or something like that. There's always going to be something with that. I can't really be the one to answer for it because I don't know enough about the subject, and I'm already relying on professionals. But they can't be the one to like talk to the media about something. It's got to be me. And I didn't feel up to that task. So whether things go right or wrong, I didn't want to be the face of something like that. I realized like how much like insanity it sort of gets you in, especially with the government and everything, the media. Like it's kind of a lot. And it sucks to say like that. I probably should have said earlier. This was like months ago. But I haven't really had questions about it too much. Government has just changed. It doesn't really matter. There's still not like, for as long as like healthcare, trans healthcare is not very accessible in the NHS, trying to make something better outside of the NHS, even if it's, even if it's not trans healthcare, private healthcare companies have a hard time with the government because they don't like that you're making private healthcare, really. Like, all the politicians use it because they're rich bastards, but like they don't like it because it's competing with the NHS essentially and providing different and better service than they're funneling money into. So there's that. But yeah, no, they like private healthcare, Finn. Sure, but they don't treat the companies like they do. They like trans healthcare. I'm telling you, from like talking to like private doctors and everything, they don't like healthcare that's private. They, or at least, you know, the HMRC don't. So there's that. Yeah, we have a very different healthcare service in our country. To be clear, though, however that service does end up, whatever it does end up becoming, or whenever it does launch and everything, I wish it best. I wish it the best. I think it'll do really well. I know that my morals are aligned with the... or I know that I had the same vision. The people that are running it don't want to make money. They weren't taking a salary, and I didn't pay them anything. They were doing it just because of them. And I know that they'll stick with it, or at least I really hope that they stick with it. To the same thing of like, the way that it would have worked is some people obviously can pay full price, but anyone that couldn't would essentially just get put onto a list of can't afford treatment or heavily discounted sort of rate for it. So the idea is anything that you'd profit past paying everyone, like past paying like therapists and doctors and everything like that, any profit that you make just goes back. It would just get funneled into the fund again, right? It would just go to giving people free healthcare or discounted healthcare, similar to how the NHS does it, but without tax. Waha! Don't know how it'll work out, but I wish it luck. And it sucks. I feel really bad about it, but it's fine. I've had a lot of time to get over it, so I can talk about it very matter-of-factly. But yeah, I think it'll do great. I think it'll do all right. Finn, what you're saying is you hate trans people and think they suck. Listen, I've got to pick one side of the fence, PB. I can either be right-wing or left-wing, and I don't know. I've got to turn into a grifter at some point, so sure.